Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Revenge of the Q&Or A. As you can tell, my voice is dead. I look a mess. I went to E3. Whoo, E3, that is the thing. I can't even, if you've never been there, I can't really describe it to you. And if you have been there, it's like a shared experience. It's one of those things that you just can't describe to people. Everyone thinks it's gonna be like a great, like, I'm gonna get to play games and do all sorts of stuff. You do, but then like amp that up times 20 to the point where it's like overwhelming. Just 3 days of being constantly sensory bombarded with lights and sound and just thousands and thousands of people crammed in together. It's insanity. And then they're like, hey, let's go out and drink and party afterwards. And then be up at 7 a.m. to do it all over again. But the last day, by Thursday, it's just dead, like, soulless creatures. Like, games. That's my zombie, I guess. I'd be a really bad zombie. So, yeah, it happened. It's over, thank God. And I got to play a lot of games. I had a lot of fun there. But as you can see, after a while, the fun turns into like, why am I doing this? I wasn't made for this. Man was not made for this. So with all that said, you should go. Because if you ever get the chance, all joking aside, it's amazing. It's a really great experience. And you see all sorts of types. You see guys in like 18-piece business suits. And then you see just like normal gamers who are walking around trying to play games, and watching them coexist is the best. It's like people watching to the nth degree. One of my absolute favorite parts is the fact that guys in like business suits, who are probably from like the legal department or where they're from, who don't really get gaming, trying to pick up like girls who game. Oh god, that is amazing. So a really good example is behind us in line for The Last of Us was this girl who was gorgeous, just beautiful. But she was a developer, like a legit developer for one of the games. And this guy in a business suit comes up to her and is like, hey, so what are you doing here? She's like, oh, I'm in line to play. And you can tell she's been dealing with this stuff all day. And he's like, oh, well, what game is this? And it's The Last of Us. If you're at a gaming convention and you don't know what this is, you don't belong there. And so she's like, oh, it's called The Last of Us? And he's like, oh, is that like zombies or something? She's like, it's more like you're fighting other humans and like fungal creatures. And he looks at her and he's like, oh, it's like you're a fan of this? He's trying really, really hard at this point, and the girl's very patient. And then so he's like, so are you like with one of the booths? And she's like, in a way, yeah. And he's like, oh, so which are you one of the models they hired? And I swear to God, she looks at him and goes, no, I make the games. And he's like, oh. It was amazing. But I'm pretty sure you don't care about that guy, much like that girl, and you want to know about games. So that one, Payday 2, was awesome. I can't wait for that thing. Probably going to do that again with the RPG makers, because that was a riot. And I might wear that mask the entire time. I don't even know. Ooh, Witcher 3? Guys. Witcher 3 is going to blow your balls off. I got to see 45 minutes of that, like a dude was just playing it, and it is awesome. Like, everything you do has consequences. Monster fights with just normal monsters aren't like, I mean, like wolves and stuff are 1-2, they're dead. But like big, different styled monsters, there's all sorts of tactics and things you need to use. There's monster hunting, like legit. You have to find clues on where the monsters are at. And there's story development things where one choice affects things like way down the line. Oh, it's good. Also, it's like open worldish, almost like Skyrim, which I was like, I feel like people might compare this to Skyrim, but it's The Witcher, and it looks way better. It looks like Skyrim after being super modded. It is insanity. And the cutscene, guys, the cutscene for The Witcher 3 opening cinematic is the single best. If it's on the internet, find that shit, because it is glorious. I saw that and was like, I'm in. I don't need to see anything else. Although I don't know who the guy with Geralt is, which is a thing that I'm unaware of. But hopefully we'll find that out. Wolfenstein looks awesome. That's gonna be a Let's Play. It's happening. I will drop everything to play that game, mostly because the scene they opened with, well, they had two scenes they showed us. The first scene was this evil German woman who has like a man toy, who, it's really creepy watching them. But I'm highly entertained, and I know you guys will be too when you see that actually in the Let's Play. And then the next level they showed began with BJ Blazkowicz yelling like, "I'm gonna get you, you Nazi fucking spaceman." I don't even know what that means. I'm like, that is an opening line. Just think about that. That implies so many things, and I want to play that game. Last of Us had the best swag. They had really great shirts. I tweeted a link to it. Basically, it's the shirt the girl wears in the game. No logos, no nothing. That's how you do swag, people. Just really cool, subtle stuff like that. I was very impressed. I'm trying to think what else I saw. I feel like The Evil Within might be a little bit more Resident Evil-y than I would have hoped. Like, it looks and plays like a Resident Evil game. Hopefully, people won't associate it too much with it. I mean, I get the original Resident Evil guy, like, Shinji Mikami is back, but I feel like that might be something that people associate it with, because it looks kind of like it, but it's still scary as balls, so, you know. What else did I play? Oh, Saints Row 4. Dude. The very opening that we got to play, you're the president, and you walk out into, like, all your cabinet members or all the members of your gang, and the vice president's like, okay, we have 2 bills to sign. You need to pick one, because we can only choose one. And the first one is fuck cancer, and the other one is let them eat cake. And so you basically decide to either end world hunger or destroy cancer. And that's your initial choice in the game. It's amazing. And it's just silly and over the top. The gameplay as a superhero is wonderful. It is the best. I got to play with the dubstep gun. Guys, the dubstep gun is I literally just fire it and listen to the music while people just explode. It's great. I can't even express how much I enjoyed it. I got a hilarious picture of me behind the president's desk in the Saints Row universe. I'm going to post that to the Facebook. It'll be on there, and it'll be glorious. I think that's it. I think I've rambled on enough about E3. I think it's time we say enough of all that. Let's get down to the hatch. Question the first. This comes from BNLOL1? BNLOL1. Dear Mr. Cox. I feel like people should call me that more. Scrap Jesse. We're going with Mr. Cox from now on, because that sounds great. Could you please run through the typical day in the life of Jesse Cox? This should include sleep schedule, eating, or anything else, especially involving your parents. Well, to my parents' dismay, I don't talk to them every day, but they send me messages all the time. They're like, I saw your video, and I feel like you did insert something good, insert something bad, and then I either choose to accept their advice, or more likely ignore it. Hi, Mom. Mostly, I try to get up early, early by Jesse standards, which is like 9 a.m. The rest of the world is up way before then. And then I like to get all sorts of stuff done. I mean, if you want to take today, for example, I woke up at 9, and I was haggard and worn out because I went and saw Superman last night, it was good. I wouldn't say it's great. It was good. And then I got up at 9, and then I went down and got coffee, and then I did 30 minutes on the elliptical and was horribly worn out and was like, well, this is what happens when you don't work out for like 3 weeks. And then I went and made breakfast, which was toast with peanut butter. This is detailed. You want detail, you're going to get detail. And then I came up here, took a shower with a loofah, and scrubbed my body down. And then I came over here and started working on this video. And then in a little bit here, guys are going to come with a bookshelf because I have lots of books. And the only shelf I used to have now contains all the stuff you guys have sent me. So I needed a shelf for books. And then I'm doing this. And then later I'm going to do a Fan Friday video. And then probably try to get some other work done so this weekend I can actually do many things. Most of the time, that schedule of like work is like, for example, on a Monday I get up, get in front of the computer and record and just don't move till I'm done recording and stuff like that. Like, you notice there isn't a lot of time for like, hey, I'm gonna call my buddies and we're gonna hang out. Usually it's either really late at night or we have like Sundays is friends time. Like that's when you're on YouTube, work comes first or else you ain't gonna make a living. Question the second. This comes from Bill Tang 79, who wants to know, if you were stranded on a desert island and you can choose to bring either only ramen noodles or Vietnamese pho noodles or spaghetti, which would you choose? It's a silly question, I know, but I'm curious. Spaghetti is good, but you need sauce, and there's no sauce there. And I feel like ramen, depending on the scenario, which type of ramen it is, I feel like pho is what I would choose. Faux show. It was a joke. And lastly, and certainly not leastly, question the third. This is a long one. All right. Hey, Jesse. This one doesn't even have a name. Great. All right. Thanks, anonymous user. Hey, Jesse, longtime fan. I'd love to talk to you about Game of Thrones more. I remember you did a 30-minute long talk about Game of Thrones, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. Could you do another one or tell us your thoughts on the episode that just came out? Thanks. I assume you're talking about the finale. I'm going to do the spoiler finger that we do on the podcast because I don't know who has seen that. And I will just hold this up. And when I hold it up, just mute it or skip to the end or whatever when this goes down. But it's about to be spoilers. Deal with it. Okay. And spoilers. Okay, so my thoughts on the finale. I was a little disappointed. I mean, usually the finales are really great and make me want to see the next season. But because I know so much happens, I was a little bummed out that they didn't tease us with any of the cool stuff that happens. Example, no Cold Hands. Cold Hands should have found Sam and saved Sam and Gilly. That didn't happen. I guess they're going to save him for North of the Wall with Bran and that story. I don't know. Then, of course, there was Lady Stoneheart. I thought they'd bring her back, but that didn't happen because I figured the episode was called Misha, which means mother. And so I figured it'd be like a double wordplay. So we get the mother scene with Daenerys, but we'd also get the return of a mother, right? Does that make sense? That didn't happen. A lot of people were like, maybe this is the Joffrey episode. And nope, that didn't happen. Really, it was a whole bunch of yeah, no, we're just wrapping up this season. See you next season. I was like, so disappointing. I guess for people who were mad about the Stark deaths, I guess, a lot of the videos were like, Daenerys better go and kick their butts. So I guess this was sort of a Daenerys is going to go kick their butts thing. But if you read the books, you know that ain't happening anytime soon. So I feel like there was a lot of misleading BS in that final episode. The season was good. I liked it. I'm still a fan of Stannis no matter what, because Stannis is the manus. And, I don't know. I'm excited for next season. Next season, lots of stuff goes down, people. Lots of stuff. If you read the books, good on you, because it's amazing. If you haven't read the books, let's just say Joffrey gets what's coming to him. Tyrion, his story explodes and becomes awesome. The Battle at the Wall finally happens, which is really cool. We get Cold Hands, which is a great character, but I don't know how they'll do that. We'll see some amazing stuff happen. They'll probably do Lady Stoneheart. I mean, I figure that's going to happen. And I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff that's going to go down. I'm really excited. If I mess up any of their names, I'm sort of just thinking off the top of my head here. But next season's going to be the best season. And I can't wait for it. So enjoy waiting a year. And spoilers over. All right, that's it. So thank you guys for watching. We'll be back next week with another Revenge of the Q&A. And as always, to be continued. Advertise like shameless whores.